Air pollution in the EU. A persistent threat to health and the environment. Every year, air pollution continues to pose a severe threat to human health and ecosystems across the European Union. Approximately 240,000 deaths annually are attributed to exposure to fine particulate matter, PM 2.5, with an additional 70,000 linked to ozone pollution and 48,000 to nitrogen dioxide, NO2. While efforts to address air quality have yielded some progress, significant challenges remain, especially in urban areas where pollution levels often exceed safe thresholds. Decline in PM 2.5 related deaths. Since 2005, deaths caused by PM 2.5 exposure have decreased by 45%, thanks to stricter emissions regulations, cleaner technologies, and increased public awareness. Despite these improvements, PM 2.5 pollution remains the leading environmental health risk in Europe. These microscopic particles, produced primarily by industrial processes, vehicle emissions, and residential heating, penetrate deep into the lungs and bloodstream, causing respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. Ozone and NO2. Pollution, a growing concern. Ground-level ozone, a secondary pollutant formed by chemical reactions between volatile organic compounds, VOCs, and nitrogen oxides, NOx, under sunlight, is responsible for 70,000 deaths annually in the EU. Prolonged exposure to ozone can exacerbate asthma, reduce lung function, and increase hospital admissions. Similarly, nitrogen dioxide, predominantly emitted by diesel vehicles and industrial processes, contributes to respiratory diseases, particularly in children and the elderly. Its impact is most pronounced in densely populated cities, where traffic congestion amplifies its presence. Economic and ecological costs. Beyond human health, air pollution imposes staggering economic and ecological costs. Nitrogen pollution affects 73% of ecosystems in Europe, disrupting soil chemistry, altering biodiversity, and threatening the survival of sensitive plant species. Additionally, ozone pollution causes significant damage to crops, with annual agricultural losses amounting to $2 billion. This not only affects farmers' livelihoods, but also threatens food security in a warming world. Urban areas bear the brunt. Urban regions are hotspots for air pollution due to high population density, vehicle emissions, and industrial activity. Cities like Milan, Warsaw, and Paris consistently report air quality levels that exceed both EU standards and World Health Organization, WHO, guidelines. Urban residents are more likely to suffer from chronic illnesses linked to air pollution, including asthma, heart disease, and stroke, aligning with WHO guidelines. In an effort to address these challenges, the EU recently introduced a new law to align its air quality standards more closely with WHO recommendations. These updated regulations aim to reduce permissible levels of PM 2.5, ozone, and NO2, pushing member states to adopt cleaner technologies and enforce stricter emissions controls. However, achieving these targets will require substantial investment in green infrastructure, public transportation, and renewable energy. Success stories and lessons learned. Some cities have demonstrated that reducing air pollution is possible with determined action. For instance, Copenhagen's investment in cycling infrastructure and Madrid's low-emission zones have significantly reduced NO2 levels. These initiatives highlight the importance of local governments in driving change and engaging citizens in sustainable practices. The role of industry and innovation. Industrial sectors are key contributors to air pollution, but also hold the potential for transformative change. The adoption of cleaner technologies, such as scrubbers in factories and electric vehicles in logistics, can significantly reduce emissions. Additionally, innovations like air-purifying buildings and urban forests are gaining traction as creative solutions to combat pollution in cities. Public awareness and behavior change. Public awareness campaigns play a critical role in reducing pollution. Educating citizens about the health risks of air pollution and promoting sustainable behaviors, such as using public transport or reducing energy consumption, can complement policy efforts. Schools and community groups are particularly effective platforms for fostering a culture of environmental responsibility. Addressing transboundary pollution. Air pollution does not respect borders. Many European countries experience pollution from neighboring regions, complicating mitigation efforts. Cross-border cooperation, such as the Gothenburg Protocol, is essential to tackle transboundary air pollution and harmonize emissions reduction strategies across the continent. The path forward. While progress has been made, much work remains to protect the health of EU citizens and the environment from air pollution. A multifaceted approach that combines stricter regulations, technological innovation, public engagement, and international collaboration will be necessary to achieve cleaner air for all. The cost of inaction, failing to address air pollution, could lead to escalating health crises, reduced economic productivity, and irreversible damage to ecosystems. Investing in cleaner air is not only a moral imperative, but also a sound economic strategy, promising long-term benefits for society and the planet. By tackling air pollution head-on, Europe has the opportunity to lead the global fight for healthier air and a more sustainable future.